Guys, welcome back to Lipstick and Sass. I am doing my third video of the day, but oddly enough, this one will probably be the first one that goes up. I am going to do another collection video, or I guess if this is the first one that goes up, this is the first collection video. I'm going to do a video about my brushes, my brush collection. This has actually kind of been requested. It just took me a really long time to get around to doing it. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time kind of talking about some of the brushes that I have, maybe a few recommendations, and we'll see where it goes. I am not by any means an expert. I know what I enjoy using. I know what works best for me. Some of these are, well, pretty much all of these are very, very cheap, or when I purchased them, they were very, very cheap. So I'm just gonna show you some of the things I have. I'll show you some of my favorite brushes, and then, there you go. And then that request will be taken care of, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this bucket here. So this is basically kind of a bucket of miscellaneous brushes. I have probably 2 containers of miscellaneous brushes, and this container is actually from Morphe, and it has a lid to it, and it's supposed to go together like this. Unfortunately, I have discovered that I am not very good at putting it together, because I have managed to crease this brush because I think it keeps getting caught. So when I wash it, I will have to reshape this brush a little bit. But I will start with some of the things that are in this bucket, because it's kind of a cute bucket, and it's cute collection of items. So the first group of, let's see if I can find all of them. The first group of brushes is going to be these brushes. There might be a couple more, but these are actually mermaid tail brushes, and they came from Tarte. Yes, these are Tarte brushes, and I just thought they were really cute. They have green merging into pink and purple tails, and then the ferrule is gold, and then the brush itself is pink. Now, there's still one that's in its wrapping. I haven't really used that. These other ones I have used. There are 2 eye brushes and 3 face brushes. So this is just a giant powder brush, and this is the one that keeps getting stuck in the bin. And then this one is probably a blush brush. And then this, well, no, this might be a blush brush. I'm not really sure what this is. Maybe a little powder brush. So there's those, and then my other set of Tarte brushes that I really like is this set here, and this is another three face brushes and 2 eye brushes, and these are also from Tarte, but these are unicorn horns. So obviously, those are brushes that I'm going to be very excited about. So I have unicorn horns and mermaid tails. So there's those. Then my next set of brushes are from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I think it was only a 4-piece set. Wait, no. Okay, I think I'm missing one, or it's in a different container. I don't know. Anyway, so this is an e.l.f. Cosmetics brush set, and this is 3 face brushes again, and an eye brush, and I think there's another eye brush floating around somewhere. And this is the e.l.f. and Nabila collection. So Nabila is an influencer, and she had a collection where she had, I think, a couple lip products, a highlighter, and brushes. And these brushes are really, really soft, and I really actually like e.l.f. Brushes quite a bit. So there is another set that I have. And then I have this e.l.f. set, and I'm still not exactly sure why I purchased this. First of all, there's something in here that shakes and I don't know what it is and I don't know what the purpose is. And I honestly don't really know what this brush is good for. Probably maybe to contour with, bronze. I'm not really sure. I haven't really used it for much, but I just thought it was a fun brush. And then 2 more face brushes. So a big overall powder brush. Oh, that apparently needs to be washed. And then blush or highlighter or whatever you want to do with this. And then looks like these are just some miscellaneous brushes. Not really sure. Okay, so this is a cheek brush from Mary Kay. And then these 3 brushes looks like are from a company called Farrah. I don't know exactly where they came from, but these are 3 face brushes. And I don't know that I've ever used these brushes, so I must have used this one because it's not in its container or its sleeve. But these actually might be really nice because I like the handles, so we'll see about these. So that is that first set there. I can put that away later. And then I have another bin like this. Now this is also from Morphe, this container. It is typically, oh, I don't have it, but it folds up into a nice little square, but because of how much stuff is in here, you can't really do that right now. So I'll show you some of the things that I have in here. Now, if you watched one of my other videos, I talked about this brush earlier. This is a Mary Kay powder foundation brush, and I'm still not sure. I think I went to throw it away, but I don't know why. Maybe because it was shedding, but now it seems fine. But I like this brush to put my powder foundation on. You know, you tap and swirl and then you buff it in, and it works just fine for me. So there's that brush. And then I have I have this Becca brush that, again, I don't really know why I purchased it because I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but it was very, very inexpensive. So I went ahead and purchased it. But it is just basically, probably it would be good for contour because it's just a long brush like this. And so I guess you could probably blend in your contour with this. Never used it before, but that seems like a good thing to use it for. It says the One Perfecting brush on the box. True Beauty multitasker. So honestly, it's probably good for whatever you want to use it for. And that's one thing I have found is a lot of times they'll say, oh, this is a whatever brush, or this is, you know, for one thing or another. I use brushes for whatever I want to use them for. So if I don't like it for one thing, there's no reason to throw it out. You can always use it for something else. So another brush, I'm probably not gonna go through every individual brush that I own, but I want to show you some of my more favorite brushes, or like kind of the styles of brushes that I like to use. So this set is actually 2 sets of brushes, and for Christmas last year, no, I'm not really sure, a few years ago, I received for Christmas these brushes that are basically magic wands. And my husband and my niece and nephew decided the same year to give me the same present. And so I got 2 sets of these brushes, and they're super cute. They're weighted, you know, they're really nice. But they're little magic wands. I don't know if you can tell. And each one has a different design to it. So obviously I have 2 of each because I have 2 sets of these wands. But some have been used and some haven't. So I just tend to kind of keep reusing the ones that have already come out and I don't unwrap the ones that haven't. So I really need to use these things. But these are really fun. They're nice and whimsical. So I have unicorn horns, I have mermaid tails, and I have magic wands. So I'm, I'm all set as far as magic and myths and magic is concerned. So there's all those. I think actually I'll put them in there with that. And then I have a lot of miscellaneous random brushes. But there is one extra set that I do have in here, and this is actually a new set that I just got a couple of days ago, and I have not yet used them. That's why they're still in their wrap. But this is a new set. I think it's 7. So there's 3 here and then 4 more here. And these are basically an orangey red color. Excuse me. And these are from BH Cosmetics. They're the Chicago collection. And the reason I purchased these is because one of my all-time favorite brush collections is also from BH Cosmetics. And so I thought I would try these. They're inexpensive. They're soft, they're really good quality. I like how they work. So I thought, you know what, may as well go ahead and get these because I like the colors as well. So there's this really cool kind of metallic orangey red situation. So really pretty. Basically white, or it looks like maybe light brown maybe, bristles. But I really like the BH Cosmetics set that I already have been using, so I thought I'd go ahead and get this one. And then for a foundation brush, if you like to put your foundation on with a brush instead of a sponge, I like the Morphe brushes that are kind of the flat top kabuki brush. I like a nice kabuki brush depending on, what you're using it for, but I like a nice kabuki brush, and this is really nice for foundation. So I use that for foundation if I'm not just using my hands. And then I have quite a few e.l.f. brushes, which e.l.f. actually makes. When I first purchased a lot of these brushes, they were very inexpensive, couple bucks for some of them. e.l.f. has kind of started, I don't know if they're increasing their prices overall or if they've just started using a little bit better quality material. So now they are charging a little bit more. But I have tons and tons and tons and tons of e.l.f. brushes. I like to buy e.l.f. brushes for my eye makeup. So these are a couple of e.l.f. brushes. Obviously these are for the face. These are blending brushes. And then this one is an eyeshadow, just a C brush. This is more flat. It's a little bit shorter as well. You can see the little bristle, it's more rounded. These are blender brushes, and I like these most of the time. I prefer a blender brush to, just do everything. And then this kind of a flatter brush I like for maybe glitter, or like just if you want to just pat it on. So there's that. And then I have a lot of these little e.l.f. blending brushes as well that are a little bit smaller, but again, a little bit cheaper. It all just kind of depends on what you like, as far as what's the best thing. So I have a lot of these white e.l.f. brushes as well. So honestly, sometimes what happens is I just go through all of these, and then as soon as I'm done with these, then I break into some things that maybe I don't like as much, because I'm sure you're just the same as I am, where you don't always do you don't always clean your brushes as often as you should. That's honestly why I have so many brushes, is because I don't want to clean them, so I just buy more instead of cleaning them. And that's probably a terrible, terrible thing to admit to, but it's the truth. Oh, here's the other one of those Nabila brushes. That was the set I was just talking about. So here's the second eyeshadow brush from that set. Okay, so I'll show you some miscellaneous face brushes. Okay, so these are some miscellaneous face brushes I have. This one here, ooh, definitely needs to be cleaned, but this is an old Estee Lauder foundation brush. So it's one of those flat brushes that you just kind of smooth. Definitely needs to be washed though. Didn't realize that. And then this is a miscellaneous face brush. It's really nice for, you know, contour or highlight or blush, depending on how you like to apply it. This is another foundation brush, another one of those flat foundation brushes, more like a paintbrush. Now, I'm gonna show you my 3 favorite highlighter brushes. So these brushes, I think I ended up stealing from my sisters-in-law and my nieces. They get, you know, the Ipsy bags and all these different kinds of bags. And these were some of the brushes that they brought to probably a family gathering or something and let everybody go through. And these are my 3 kind of go-to highlighter brushes. And these 2 are by a company called Luxie. And the funny thing is, now that I look at them, they're not even the same brush. So one of them is the 522 tapered highlighter brush. So this one is a highlighter brush, but this one is the 660 precision foundation brush, which I don't use it for that. I use it for highlighter. And then this brush is actually one of my absolute favorites. It is by, it's not on here, but it's by what's her name? SLX Miss Glam. She's a YouTuber as well, and she has her own brush collection. Oh, here it is, SL Miss Glam. Okay, so this is the brush. It's got sparkly handle, a gold ferrule, and then it's got these 2 cute pink gems in it. And I really like this brush. And the funny thing is, I didn't know anything about the owner of the brand or anything, and I randomly came across her on YouTube, and then I was watching, you know, her YouTube, and she was talking about her own brush collection. And then I saw some of her collection and I realized I had one of her brushes. So I'm actually interested in purchasing more of her brushes just because I really enjoy this one, and it's very pretty, and you know, it's kind of fun to have really pretty tools. So I strongly recommend you look into her brushes. But it's really nice. It's good for highlight. So it's one of my favorite brushes. And then my favorite blush brush, this, I don't even know how old this brush is. I know that you can't get it anywhere, or if you can, I have no idea where. But I bought this brush years and years ago at Bath and Body Works, of all places. And it says beautiful by nature. I don't know if it was their own brand. I don't know if it was another one that they covered, but this is my favorite blush brush. And it's a flat brush, and I don't know what it's supposed to be for, but I love to use it for blush. And you know, I do the flat side, you know, and do it just like that. But this is my favorite blush brush, and it's very old. It doesn't shed, it's fine. And I will probably continue to use it until I break it or the bristles fall out or whatever. But this is my favorite blush brush. And then pretty much everything else in here is just random brushes. I have these 2 brushes, which again, I really like the handles. Oh, it looks like it's more of those Farrah brushes. I like the handle. It's really pretty gold brushes. And then this is a new Urban Decay brush that I just bought, and it's just like a little, I think it's supposed to be a concealer brush, but again, it's whatever you use it for. And then these are just more Elf and Luxie, it looks like. And then this one is a BH, I think, think this says it's a BH Cosmetics brush. I don't know where I got it. I don't know if I just randomly bought it somewhere, how I got it. I have no idea. Concealer brushes. So this is just like a handful of miscellaneous brushes. So all good stuff. Now, this is a Kabuki brush. This is actually a brush that's intended, I think this goes with my, yeah, this goes with my Jouer Cosmetics highlighter. And I know that because it appears that there is still some highlighter on the brush, and you can kind of see that from there. I, like I've mentioned, really like Kabuki brushes, so this is just that, it goes with that situation, whatever. So this is an e.l.f. concealer brush. I don't necessarily use it for concealer. I use it for whatever I feel like using it for. I think last time I used it for a really quick all over the eye shadow where I was just going to do one color and I just wanted to get it on there really quick. But honestly, this is way too big for me anyway. This is way too big for an eye brush. So I think I was out of brushes, or easily accessible brushes. So, and then this is a set of 3 highlighter brushes. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter brushes, J1, J2, and J3. This one I haven't used yet, but this one honestly is probably better suited to my personal preference for a highlighter brush. And then these 2 are more fan brush like. But I like them because of the handles. So it starts clear and then it kind of ends in this shimmery, sparkly situation. So there you go with that. Okay. And then I will show you my favorite brush because of sentimental reasons. So this brush, I'm pretty sure this was a Clinique brush, but this brush was my grandmother's brush, and it's a powder brush. And so I do occasionally use it, but I really like it because it's basically a kabuki, but it's like one of those portable, you know, you can travel with it, but it screws up and down. And you put the little lid on it and you put it in your purse and it's all cute and everything. And I honestly, I don't know, I assume it had writing here somewhere. And I don't know how old this brush is, but I remember my grandmother using it when I was very young. So who knows how old this brush is, but I keep this brush for sentimental reasons. I love this brush and I'll probably keep it forever. So there's that bucket. So let's see. Woo. And I did a, oops. I did a really quick wash of my brushes. So if some of them look a little, it's not that they're not clean, it's just that the color doesn't necessarily come out when you use the quick wash. So if you do see some that are a little funny looking, that's why. They are clean, they're just not deep cleaned. How about that? I don't know. And since I'm the only one that uses them, I don't think it really matters. Hold that thought. I gotta pick this up. Because I really don't want my brushes to sit on the floor. So, I'm gonna make a mess here. Okay, so that is that. All right, so the next thing, I'll show you this easy one. So this is a set from Morphe brushes, and it is kind of a golden, rosy gold color. And it comes with 2, 4, 6 brushes, and the bag is the 7th item. But these are Morphe brushes. Obviously, I've never used this. This is for basically gel eyeliner, and I can barely use, you know, plain eyeliner, let alone liquid eyeliner, so the odds of me using this anytime soon are very slim. But it's one of those, you know, very small brushes. But I really like these brushes. Wow, even holding it in my hand, it feels like it would break easily. But these are the kinds of brushes I like. I like kind of this shape here, right here. And then this brush here on the end is really good for eyeliner as well. So I like to do eyeliner a couple different ways. I like to use pencil eyeliner, obviously, but then sometimes I also like to use eyeshadow as eyeliner. And when I do that, I just take a brush like this and I run it through the eyeliner or the eyeshadow like this. So I kind of like do a line across the eyeshadow so that the end is covered, and then I just kind of either tamp it along my lash line, or I like line it. It depends on how dark it is and how much you got on there and how much you want it to go. But I really like these just for that, and that's mainly all I use it for. This would also be good for gel liner and things like that, but again, I don't really do gel liner. So here is this set that I have, and again, this is from Morphe. And then, so I have two of these. One I haven't unwrapped, one I have, and this is from Mary Kay. And this one has, it comes, it's like it's like a case, and then it has brushes in it. So it's got two face brushes, two eye brushes, and then the eyebrow brush, which I will be very honest, I hate these. First of all, I don't like double-ended brushes. I just don't, because I want to be able to not worry about the other end of it. But this is one of those double-ended brushes that has the eyeliner on this end, and then it's got the eyebrow brush on the other end, and I don't really use those. I don't really like these, so whatever. And I feel like somewhere I have extra of these stupid eyebrow pencils somewhere, but whatever. So I have this, and then I have this other one that I've never opened. These are kind of the sets that I go to when everything else is dirty. So there's that. And then I have these two miniature sets. Actually, I think there's two sets in here. There might even be three sets in here. But I don't like miniature brushes either. So again, these are, yeah, so this is like three different sets. Or at least one. So here's this one. But then there's two different sets here. So one is an Eco Tools set, and one is from the Avon brand, like sub-brand Mark. So I have some Mark brushes, I have some Eco Tools brushes, and then I have this random, I don't know what this is, brush. But again, I don't really care for mini brushes, so these hardly ever get used. These only get used like dire emergency kind of situation. And then I have this IT Cosmetics brushes in this cute little case. And this is 3 face brushes. These are basically regular size brushes. But IT Cosmetics brushes are supposed to be really good, and for whatever reason, I've just never used these, I don't think. But that just felt really soft, but it looks like it's just, you know, your standard. Oh, it's silver. So these are silver brushes with really nice soft bristles. So I should ought to get those out and use those. All right, the next thing, let's see, I'll put this back so I don't drop it everywhere. All right, so the next thing I have are, this is another set, it's a Morphe set, and honestly, I'm pretty sure that inside of this bag is more than one set of Morphe brushes. I think I just had a panic attack thinking, not panic attack, I just was a little nervous that maybe I hadn't turned on the microphone, but I did. So this is, okay, so this is at least 2 sets of Morphe brushes in here. I think the set that actually belongs in here is about a 20-piece set, maybe. Maybe not, I'm not really sure, I don't remember. Because again, I buy a lot of brushes. But the ones with the black handle and the black ferrule, I'm pretty sure are the ones that go in this bag. So let's see if I can pull those out separately. Okay. Maybe not. I don't know. So this is one set, and these are black with the silver ferrule, and then, you know, the bristles are different, obviously. And then this is the set that is black with the black ferrule and the white bristles for the most part, white and black bristles. And I'm pretty sure this is the set that actually goes inside of this bag. But because I just put them all together because they're black Morphe brushes. But this is all eye brushes, you know, varying sizes and shapes, which can't hurt. And then this one is face brushes, etc., etc. So again, a foundation brush. This one is actually kind of a, I use it for a, let's see if I can do this. I use this brush to do, why can't I ever think of the word? Contour. And I don't do it very often, but this is the kind of brush I would use for contour, at least to kind of put the line down. I'm not great at it, so I don't even know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I do it. And then the only thing is, so all of these brushes are perfectly fine and dandy and great. The only thing is, I don't like this brush. This brush confuses me because it's you know, got the black to here like a normal brush, but then it's got these weird extra long white bristles, and I don't really see the point, and I don't know if it's just you're supposed to lightly, I don't know, but I feel like I would never do this because I don't want to ruin the integrity of the brush, but I feel like they forgot to trim it or something, and I don't understand why there's the extra length that I don't know, but I don't like this brush, and I very rarely use it, but whatever. This is the kind of brush that I only use if everything else is dirty, kind of thing. So there's that. And then I have these two containers. So Jaclyn Hill is a YouTuber, obviously, that does a lot of collaborations with Morphe. And so she had a huge collection that came with a case that is made kind of the same material, but the case was the same as that black square case I showed you earlier. And it was the entire brush collection, which was very expensive, and I have not purchased it because I just didn't want to buy it at the time. However, I did buy separately the face collection, which came in a bag like this, and the eye collection, which came in a bag like this. And then I think there was a separate collection that matched all those other brushes, but I think it was a little bit of eye and a little bit of face. And so I just divided them out so that all the face brushes were in this one, and all of the eye brushes were in the smaller bag. So here are the eye brushes. And some of these I actually had purchased spare ones because I liked them. But as you can see, I have not opened all of these either. So that's just dumb, and I need to just open them and use them instead of reusing the same things over and over again. But you'll see that they have kind of all of the same that I've already talked about. They've got the eyeliner brush here. They've got a smaller size eyeliner brush here. But it's all the kinds of brushes that I like. And then some of them I actually bought one or two separately. So those are in here as well. And you'll also notice that all of these brushes look very, very similar to the e.l.f. brushes that I have. So I have a feeling that there might be Morphe brushes with the e.l.f. brushes, and there might be e.l.f. brushes with the Morphe brushes. But honestly, it really doesn't matter. The e.l.f. brushes are a little bit more inexpensive. Morphe is well known for their brushes. Their brushes are less expensive as well, and that's part of why I have so many of them. But they're also very nice. They work well, they're soft, they're good brushes. So that is the eye collection of that. And then I also have face brushes from that collection. And again, I am less skilled or likely to use face brushes, but here are the face brushes that I do have from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collection. And as I'm looking at it, I haven't used a single one of these, which is obnoxious. So, looks like the next time I do face makeup, I should be using these. Now some of these, I have no clue what I would even use these for. But like this one would be a highlighter brush. And it might actually be a very good highlighter brush, now that I look at it. These would be powder brushes. This one could be powder brush or maybe foundation brush. This one for sure is a foundation brush. Just the rest of them could be blush, highlighter, whatever it is you want to use them for. It just kind of depends. Now this is the one, I have no idea what to use it for, but look at how long this brush is. I don't even know what this would be for. And it seems kind of fluffy, so I don't know what that would be for. And of course, when you look online, it tells you what to use it for, but I mean, who's got the time to stop and look it up every time? That's why I say to use it for what you think it would be good for. Okay, so those are the main collections. Now here's two other things behind me. This is newer to me as well. This is from Morphe as well, and it's a smaller container like the big one I just showed you. And this is new. I just got this the other day too. And this is a rose gold collection. So it's got four eye brushes and then 3 face brushes. And these brushes are a little bit smaller as well, which I wish I had realized at the time, but I do have smaller hands, so it might not be that big of a deal. But it looks like a foundation brush, a powder brush, and maybe a blush or a highlighter brush. And then again, 4 eye brushes. So we'll see about that. And then let's see. So I just have one more set of brushes to show you, and this last set of brushes is really ultimately my favorite complete set. Obviously I have individual favorite brushes, but this is my favorite complete set. So this is a set of brushes by BH Cosmetics, and you see it's got the holder with the sparkly white situation. It's got the nice gold medallion, and then it's got all of these really pretty brushes. The handles are like this icy baby pink color, which I really like. The ferrule is, I think it's silvery gold. Actually, it might be gold. Yeah, it's gold. So this is the ferrule. It's the gold color. And the brush itself is very, very soft. So this is actually, like I said, repeatedly, this is my favorite brush collection. This is the brush. I did clean these. I did a spot clean earlier, but unfortunately pink has a tendency to stain more readily. But I really, really like these. The brushes, the face brushes are really nice. This is, like I was just talking about, this is what I would use for contour. Like I said, I don't really do contour very much, but this is, when I do try to do it, this is the brush that I use. This would probably be good for nose contour, but I think it's nice to kind of draw the line on when you do that. But again, these are really, really nice brushes that I like to use. So that is my brush collection. Sorry it took so long to kind of get around to that, but I also thought I would show you the way that I clean my brushes, because that is also kind of a very important thing that needs to happen. Oh look, a sponge. That's an important thing. Cleaning the brushes is important, and it needs to happen more often than it probably does happen. But again, that's why I have so many brushes, is so that I don't have to clean them. But I do have a couple of different things or ways that I clean my brushes. Some are a little bit newer, so I haven't done it quite that way very often. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. First things first, I've got too much stuff in my hand. This is what I use to keep my dirty brushes separate from my clean brushes. So as soon as I have, you know, used a brush, I've gotten it dirty, it either sits on my counter so I don't, you know, mix it in with something, or as soon as I get enough or I remember to do it, I just put them in this plastic bag. And then once I put them in the plastic bag, that's kind of my key that, hey, you need to wash those. So there is that. Now, I have a couple of different ways that I clean my brushes. So the first way that I do it is, now this is the quick and easy way. This is what I did earlier today. I use something called Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. It's the Pro Starter Kit. It's the 8-ounce brush cleaner and cleansing tin. You can get this at Sephora, you can get it on Amazon, but it comes with, and this is my first container of it, so, and I don't use it very often, but you don't use very much, and it's this blue liquid. So you take this liquid and you pour it into the tin, and then you basically just swirl your brush into it, and you're not supposed to leave your brush in there for very long. You're basically supposed to just dip your brush and pull it right back out, because you don't want the liquid to soak up into, from the bristles up into the ferrule, because it'll loosen it. But what you do is you kind of twirl it around, and then you take a towel and you wipe it across it, and all the color comes off. So that's how I cleaned my brushes right before I did this video. Unfortunately, for that one brush, the pink really sucked into it. So when I wash it thoroughly, like really deep, clean soap and water, it should come out. Even if it doesn't, it's still clean, it's just stained. So I really like this. This is really great for if you do only have a few brushes and you are doing like an intense look or an extreme look where you need to keep using your brush. That's what this is for. And then on top of that, if I can find it, the other thing that's really good for a quick change is this Color Switch Mini. And this is a mini, yeah, that's why it's called mini. See if I can open it. Oh, I can't get it open. Hold on. There we go. This basically is, I don't know what you call this. It's like styrofoam spongy. I don't know what this is, but this is what it is. And it's in this tin. And basically what you do is if you need to keep using the same brush, but you don't have time to clean it, you take the brush and you twirl it around in here, and it gets all of the product off. And then that way it's a quick switch, and you can continue on with a new color. That's why it's called the Color Switch Mini. It's by a company called Vera Mona. It's instant brush cleaner, and I'm sure that there are others out there, but you don't need anything but this. So you would just swirl your brush in it, and that would be the end of that. And then this is another way that I clean my brushes. This is the Sonia Kashuk 4-piece brush and sponge cleansing set. And it's got a spray bottle. What is this? Shampoo, a spray, a balm, and a scrubbing pad. And honestly, I think what is in here. So this thing here, this is the scrubbing pad, and I actually just kind of suction it to the sink. And then I, you know, twirl my brush through it. This balm, honestly, I think I've used it up. And this, yep, so this balm is not the original balm. This is actually one of the Beauty Blender cleansing soaps, and it fit perfectly in here, so I just put it in there. So I just wet my brush, run it through this a little bit, and then I run it through this and I rinse it out, and that's how I clean my brushes. And then it also has this makeup brush and sponge shampoo. So this is used, I can pour this into that tin as kind of, depends on if you want to use the tin or the balm or the shampoo. And then this is a spray that looks like this is probably similar to the Cinema Secrets. I've never used it, but it would be kind of the same idea. And this is how I cleaned my brushes for a really long time. But I have to say this is very back breaking for me because I had to stand over the sink to do it. So I kind of like the blue stuff better because it's quicker. The other thing that I kind of just learned about is if you take a bar of soap, and this is the all-in-one, I'm trying to remember who it's by. Dr. Castillo, maybe, soap. And I just get the brush wet, run it across this, and then I use this thing, which has little nubbies, medium-sized nubbies, and large nubbies. And you just run your brush across this, and then you rinse it out, and that works too. And then, for the final piece, in order to have nice, clean brushes, you have to have dry brushes. So I just recently purchased this drying rack, and basically it goes together like this. So you have this piece here, which is the bottom piece, and then you have this piece here, which is the top piece. It goes together something like that. This is not properly together, but it goes together something like this, and then it has these pieces here that you stick the handle through, and it just holds it. And then that way it can dry facing down so that the water doesn't seep up into the ferrule and loosen it. Because honestly, I do have a few brushes that the ferrule is coming off, and it's probably because I let it get too wet. But you just set it on the counter like this, and then it, you just pop your brushes in the different spots, and it holds it. And then you let it dry, and you're good to go. And then on top of that, I have these things, and I don't really know what they're called. I guess they're called reshapers. Anyway, that's what they're for. But they look like this individually, and you just basically, once you get a hold of it, you stretch it out, and then you slide. I slide it handle first, and then I slide it up so that this part is over the brush, and it just kind of holds the brush together in a really nice way. And then that way your brushes get reshaped while they're drying, and you don't have to worry about wonky bristles. Now obviously if you put it on wrong, the bristles are going to come out the edge and it's still going to be wonky, but that's what it is. So I think that's it. That is my brush collection. Obviously most of the brushes that I have are very inexpensive, or I was able to purchase them inexpensively. So Marshalls, TJ Maxx, e.l.f. Cosmetics brushes are very inexpensive. Morphe brushes, depending on which set you're buying, can be very inexpensive. And lately Morphe's been having a lot of sales. So if you can't find an inexpensive Morphe brush, that's crazy. But at the very least, e.l.f. is very good. BH Cosmetics is very good, very inexpensive. They feel nice, they're soft, they're pretty. Especially BH Cosmetics, they have a lot of different kits, a lot of different sets. So like, I went from having a pale baby pink sparkly set to having an orangey red fiery set. And honestly, I may have another set coming in the mail that are red and sparkly. So they have a lot of different sets. But yeah, so that is my brush collection set, or brush collection video that has been a requested video. It's a very long video, I'm sorry, but I wasn't really sure how to go about doing that. So here it is. So anyway, So I'm just gonna wrap it up, and I'll just say what I always say. Make sure you are wearing your mask. Be nice to each other. Please, please, please remember to vote. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you are having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.